now. We don't have a picture yet, but I think we're on. So howdy, howdy, howdy. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you very much. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, and hopefully it's working. Waiting for a heads up from Susie, see if it's coming through. But happy to be here. Happy to be anywhere. This is the Reverend Martin Luther King's birthday today. I was kind of confused. I thought it was Monday because of the holiday, but today is the day. I don't have anything really appropriate to sing for such an incredibly brave man, but certainly want to remember that. Susie was able to visit both the church and his home, right? Back in Atlanta a couple of years ago. So I missed that. I was home here, but and talked about how amazing that was. But I remember a story that I only read it a couple of times, so I can't say it's 100% accurate. But I've seen this story a couple of times that Robert Kennedy, if he had gotten the nomination instead of being assassinated, his plan was to pick Martin Luther King as his vice president. And if they had won and he had become president and Martin Luther King had been vice president, we might have been living in a very, very different world. So anyhow, that's an amazing thing for me to think about. I usually remember that on his birthday. So I'm going to sing a few songs from the new album, Big Rain is Coming Mama. We had some rain here in California, which is big news, and it was pretty big rain. There's still snow on the mountains up here. Beautiful. It's cold enough that the snow has lasted already these 2 weeks since it did snow. This was all, as soon as it was New Year's, New Year's Day, the storms all stopped, but most of December was really pretty wet here. We got a lot of rain, so that's big news for us, and big storms a lot of places in the country. So anyhow, this goes out to us here in California. Big rain's coming, mama. Well, the big rain is coming, mama. Better start to batten it down. Hey, the rich folks all leaving. The big boat's already left town. Well, I got a rusty old bucket and a busted old knife. Don't look like much, but it might save your life. Big rain is coming, mama. Better start to batten it down. Well, the big wind is blowing, mama, the leaves all starting to fly. You better close up your windows and bring all your chickens inside. Well, it starts with a whisper, turns into a scream. Things start to shaking like you've never seen. Big wind is blowing, mama, the leaves all starting to fly. The big storm is coming, mama. Better water started to rise. Been a little while. You better start to take cover. try to find a place you can hide. Hey, let go of your grievances, it's time to move on. Say a little prayer, mama, we might all be gone. Big storm's coming, mama, the water's started to rise. Yeah, the big rain is coming, mama, better start to batten it down. Hey, the rich folks all leaving, the big boats already left town. Well, I got a rusty old bucket and a busted old knife. Don't look like much, but it might save your life. Big rain is coming, mama, better start to batten it down. Well, I got a busted old bucket and a rusty old knife. Don't look like much, but it might save your life, mama. Big rain is coming, mama, better start to batten it down. Hey, the big rain is coming, mama, better start to batten it down. Hey, the big rain is coming, mama, better start to batten it down. Thank you, baby. So I'm here with my little Susie. I'm getting a thumbs up. Does that mean everything's coming through?
Yeah.
Good. And a couple of people are checking in maybe and actually watching, I hope.
Yep.
I got a yep. So that means, so howdy, howdy, howdy. Thank you all for tuning in. I got a new hat, which is, I think I like it. I'm not sure. I like the short brim. It's a short brim hat. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but they're actually a little hard to find. I had to look around a little bit for it. I'm not sure I like the way it fits, but I think I like the way it looks, so I may be keeping it. Anyhow, I'm wearing it, so it'd be kind of, I think I'm keeping it. So anyhow, I'll do a couple of more songs from the newest album, Love and Desperation. And I have a couple of songs to do today, tonight, this evening, that I haven't done before on any of these shows. I haven't sung them really at all. One is one of my songs that I've only sung a handful of times. I never really got it worked up much. And another is an old song that I've really never sung before. So not one of mine, but I'll talk about that when we get there. But here's a song called Blues Stop Knocking at My Door. Blues stop knocking at my door. Can't you see my heart is sore? Blues stop knocking at my door. What chance has this heart of mine? I keep losing all the time. Blues stop knocking at my door. Oh, why can't misery set me free and let my love come back to me? When everything I do is wrong, in a crowd I'm all alone. Blues stop knocking at my door. Why should I feel so blue? I've tried so hard to be true. Blues stop knocking at my door. Send my lover back to me. Yeah, no more will there be. blues knocking at my door. Oh, why can't misery set me free and let my love come back to me? Send my lover back to me. Yeah, no more will there be blues knocking at my door. Oh, why can't misery set me free and let my love come back to me? Send my lover back to me. Yeah, no more will there be blues knocking at my door. Send my lover back to me. Yeah, no more will there be blues knocking at my door. Oh, blues knocking at my door. Yeah, blues, stop knocking at my door. Thank you, baby. So it's Susie and I here, and Katie's under the coffee table there. She'll be sneaking out here, and some point I'm sure to snuggle up to me because she knows if she does that, she'll probably get a treat. She is not an unsmart dog. She's actually smart. She's actually probably too smart for her own good at times. But anyhow, she's here with us. None of the kids are here. There is a pile of kids' toys back here behind me you can't really see because our grandson Liam has been over here with us 3, 4, sometimes 5 days a week. Both Jesse and Nikki, and Matt have all been back to work, and Susie's been back to work, but here at the house. And I've been working, doing what I do here, but I haven't been back at the fret house since March of whenever it was. I don't even remember anymore. So in June, I stopped doing these live. Here she comes, right on cue. So making her appearance. Is she on camera? You can see just her ears. You can see a little bit of her eyes there. So here's Katie the Wonder Dog. I've got a story about her later, saving our lives, kind of. Over New Year's, but I stopped doing the live streams in June because I had regular live shows, gigs, and okay, shoo, but and was busy with those and other various things, and people were coming out, and now things have changed, and I do have some shows booked. I've got a show booked week after next at McCabe's, but I was going to open the show for Julie Christensen. My friend Julie Christensen was having her album release show, and I think it's been postponed. I'm sure it'll be on the website at some point if it's not now. So Julie's show, I'm pretty sure on the 30th, has been postponed. And then I've got a couple of others that I'm not sure quite right now what the status is. So I may do live streams for a little while. So, and happy that you all were able to have been able to join me. Thank you very much. So, and had to remember how to do this. There's a lot that goes into this, setting up the get everything in the right place and everything and turned on. But another song from the new album. This is a song called Blues at Midnight. Do a couple of 2 or 3 blues here in a row, but this is called Blues at Midnight. Blues at midnight, blues at dawn. The blues have been with me ever since you've been gone. I can't seem to shake them, they just keep hanging on. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. I can't stop from crying, I can't get no sleep. I can't lose these memories, now they're just mine to keep. A train in the distance with a long, lonesome moan reminds me my baby left me here all alone. I toss and turn and I walk the floor. I can't believe you won't come home anymore. The night winds whisper a sad, lonesome song. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. I toss and turn and I walk the floor. I can't believe you won't come home anymore. The night winds whisper a sad, lonesome song. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. Blues at midnight, blues at dawn. The blues have been with me ever since you've been gone. I can't seem to shake them, they just keep hanging on. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. Thank you, baby. So, I've got new glasses, which are actually prescription. I've been getting by with just reading glasses here for all these years. But now that means I have 3 pairs of glasses, because these are kind of for distance, and they're good for driving. I was okay, but they are. It is better driving with these and watching television and things. But then I have 2 different strengths of reading glasses. So now I have, and I did the brilliant thing of getting frames that look almost just like my reading glasses, so that I can't tell them apart. So that was a wise move on my part. But anyhow, I'm going to go back a ways and do a song that, as I said, I've never really sung this one live. It just kind of happens with some songs that get recorded. They just never really get worked up into the set list for various reasons. I can't say exactly with this one. I don't think I just ever worked up a good band arrangement was part of it. So this is another blues, kind of a country shuffle song. This is a kind of song that back when I played the country bars, we all used to love to play these songs. It's a very sad song, heartbreak song. I don't think we really knew much about it in those days, but we liked to sing these kinds of songs. And it's sort of a slow sort of two-step, which was a song that the dancers seemed to like. But it's also a song, after I finished it, I realized that it was exactly the kind of song that my friend Chris Gaffney would love and could just sing wonderfully. And I showed it to him. We were actually in an old, spooky kind of old hotel in Glasgow, Scotland. We were on tour with Dave Alvin, and I said, Chris, and he came into my room, and I played him this song. I said, I think you might like this. And he did. And he said he wanted to record it. And I was very happy about that. But he was gone just a few years after that, and it never really happened. So send this out to the memory of Chris, the great Chris Gaffney. This is called Back Home to the Blues. The lights are dim, the party started, a few old friends, the broken-hearted, here to welcome you back home to the blues. There's not much changed since you've been gone, it's all the same, just hanging on. So glad to welcome you back home to the blues. So grab a chair or find a stool, there's lots of room for lovesick fools, here to welcome you back home to the blues. Yeah, we all know and felt the same, all the heartache and all the pain are here to welcome you back home to the blues. It always stays the same in here, come tears or rain or shine. And you know you'll always find a friend, at least till closing time. So grab a chair or find a stool, there's lots of room for lovesick fools, here to welcome you back home to the blues. It always stays the same in here, come tears or rain or shine. And you know you'll always find a friend, at least till closing time. So grab a chair, find a stool, there's lots of room for lovesick fools, here to welcome you back home to the blues. Here to welcome you back home, so glad to welcome you back home. when you finally find your way back home to the blues. So that goes out to my friend, the late, great Chris Gaffney. I'm not getting much feedback here from my co-pilot.
It's all working fine. Everybody's commenting.
She says everything is working fine and everybody's commenting.
People are happy to see you.
Okay. She says people are happy to see me, so that warms my heart. I'm going to go ahead and sing another song. This is going back to the album before the latest, called The Town Where I Live. Song called Hold On Jake. There's not much to say about this song. Jake was a song that Jake was a dog, that belonged to friends of ours, Kevin and Joanne, that live out on the north shore of Oahu, out there in the little pineapple town of Haleiwa. So howdy to you, Kevin and Joanne. Kevin said he'd be watching the show, but there's a lot of football on today, and Kevin's a big football fan, so he might have forgotten about the football when he was telling me he'd be watching. So, but the Cincinnati just won. Is that what we watched? Last minute interception there by Cincinnati. Is going to take them to the playoff game and then to the Super Bowl.
Further, yeah.
They advance further. Susie's much more of a football fan than I am. I did get to play at a couple of Raider games with the Horace Heidt Orchestra many, many years ago when they were here at the Coliseum, the Horace Heidt Orchestra. Horace Heidt was a big band leader in the 30s and 40s, and this was his son, Horace Heidt Jr. So he kind of kept this big band going, and he would get occasional gigs, and he had a gig playing in one of the little culverts there at the, it wasn't really little, it was pretty big. It was a 16-piece band, horns and everything, and I got a call. I don't know how I got referred, but they asked me to come out and play. We did all of the little da-da, boom, bum, all that kind of getting the crowd riled up stuff. Did that even make any sense? Did you even recognize that? So we did a lot of stuff like that and little bits and pieces of songs just to rile the crowd up in between, or get the crowd excited in between plays. And then we did some songs. And I think they hired me because they wanted me to sing that Alan Jackson song, Way Down Yonder on the Chattahoochee, which seemed like such a rip-off of the Hank Williams song, Way Down Yonder in the Bayou Country. But anyhow, I mean, who might have thought about ripping anything off? But I sang that song at halftime so the cheerleaders, the Raiderettes, could dance to it. So, big moment. And then I got fired from that band. I have not been fired from many bands, but I got fired from that band, and that's a whole nother story. Susie's trying to tell me something. Probably just shut up.
Wants to know if there's a link to send a tip.
Yes, they should, Louise. There should be tip information up at the top of the page. I know I posted it.
It's there.
So thank you very much, Louise. And I'm going to shut up and sing here and stop telling stories. This is a song called Hold On Jake. Hold on, Jake, time is moving slowly. Hold on, Jake, don't you sing a sad tune. Weather's rough, the road's a little rocky. Hold on, Jake, Mama's coming home soon. You got $1, I got a dime. You get the liquor, I'll get the wine. Cain starts to shout and Abel starts to holler. Moses called the sheriff for the very last time. Hold on, Jake, time is moving slowly. Hold on, Jake, don't you sing a sad tune. Weather's rough, the road's a little rocky. Hold on, Jake, Mama's coming home soon. Mama's got a pistol, Papa's got a gun, there's not a lot of difference, you gotta run. Daniel can't dance and Lucy's in the corner. Cindy's gone to Reno with the Good Shepherd's son. Hold on, Jake, time is moving slowly. Hold on, Jake, don't you sing a sad tune. Weather's rough, the road's a little rocky. Hold on, Jake, Mama's coming home soon. Yeah, you can hold on to faith, hold on to something, hold on to whiskey if it gets the job done. Throw it all away, it's all a little risky, like some old hound dog just laying in the sun. Hold on, Jake, the time is moving slowly. Hold on, Jake, don't you sing a sad tune. Weather's rough, the road's a little rocky. Hold on, Jake, Mama's coming home soon. Hold on, Jake, time is moving slowly. Hold on, Jake, don't you sing a sad tune. Weather's rough, the road's a little rocky. Hold on, Jake, Mama's coming home soon. Hold on, Jake. Hold on, Jake. Hold on, Jake. Hold on, Jake. So I should clean up. I kind of left a big one hanging there. So yeah, I did sort of get dropped from that Horace Heidt gig. I don't know if I can actually say I was fired. I did get let go. I didn't make it to a rehearsal or two. And I was in the middle of recording an album and with my friend Gary Mandel at his house. And Gary was working and teaching at McCabe's at that time, and he taught kind of late. Our hours for working were like between 10 and 2 in the morning or 10 and 3. We worked in the middle of the night. And that's kind of when they were having rehearsals. And so I missed a couple of the rehearsals. And so I was let go from that gig, which I was disappointed about. It was... But... oh, I forgot to grab my capo. Excuse me just a minute. So, it was an interesting gig for me. It was all charts, which I don't do that often. I have friends that are pretty good at reading charts and just pretty good at reading music. I'm not that good at it. I have to work pretty hard. I have to study the charts. And so I went out and I did this rehearsal with them, and it's a lot of music and a lot of charts. And so I asked to take it home. I said, can I take this book home with me and go over some of this? And they said, sure, of course. So I brought it to the gig at the Coliseum, and I got there, and I had no idea about this part. This is the first gig I was doing with them. So at the end of the rehearsal, there was a gal that was kind of secretary gal that was working there that collected all the books. And she said, okay, let me have all the books. I'm going to put them in order. And I didn't really know what that meant. But what that meant was she arranged all the songs in the order of the songs in the order that they were going to be played. I had taken mine home. It didn't get put in order. So I had this big tangle and mess of music outside with wind and everything involved, and they would call a song, and I was like digging and trying to find it. It was kind of a mess, but they are a very forgiving bunch of guys, and I played the gig, and I played about 3 gigs with them, I think, and it was a lot of fun with a 16-piece horn section. something I had never done. My friend Candy Gerard was playing fiddle with them. I don't think she had anything to do with getting me the gig. And after I was looking like I was going to lose it, I'm sure she didn't want to admit if she had anything to do with it. But anyhow, I'll do the title song of the latest album here. This is called Love and Desperation, and a bit of my misspent youth in here, I guess. And a little bit of family story. It was someone robbed the northern Maine, flew off south in a driving rain. You think they might not know your name, but they know your reputation. Yeah, well, a dark-skinned gal is good to me, sweet and kind as she can be. She knows things that I can't see, but she tells no tales or stories. My brother walks a lonesome road, tired eyes a heavy load, believes the things that he's been told, but he holds no expectations. Yeah, well, Nashville is a rugged town, picks you up and knocks you down, leaves you in the lost and found without a word or a warning. Well, the devil plays a crooked game. The odds are long and dead his aim. But you know you'll play him just the same, 'cause you can't resist temptation. Yeah, my mother was a wild thing. She loved to dance, she loved to sing. She left one day in early spring, 'cause her children were a burden. Yeah, my father was a solemn man, a steady voice, a steady hand. But there were things he did not understand about love and desperation. Yeah, well, someone robbed the northern Maine, flew off south in a driving rain. You think they might not know your name, but they know your reputation. Yeah, you think they might not know your name. Yeah, but they know your reputation. Thank you, baby. So my mom gets a kind of little bit of rough treatment in that song. My mom had a great sense of humor. She was not good as a mother. Both my parents were pretty neglectful, and we were kind of left to raise ourselves. But she definitely had a sense of humor, and she would have loved to, I think she would have liked to hear herself referred to in that way in that song. Dark humor. But things have been sad around here all of this week. Susie's brother passed away last week. He'd been in and out of the hospital, and everyone kind of saw it coming. He'd been ill with a number of things for quite a while, but is tremendously sad. Big guy with a big heart, and you know, I kind of think that big heart of his got broken one or too many times is kind of my theory. But this is a song that he used to ask me to play this song. He liked this song, so this goes out to John Paul. But we were together up in Susie's sister had rented a house up in the mountains earlier last year, in April or May, I forget. But so a bunch of family were together, and Paul was up there, and he's saying, "Hey, play this song." I said, "Well, I didn't have a guitar with me," so I said, "Well, it's on your phone." He had a smartphone he just recently had gotten, and I have a video of this song. I have a video of many of my songs, but so we have a video of this song, and so I kind of navigated and tried to show him how to find it, and he was really excited. I remember it was on his phone. He liked the song, and it was on his phone. And then as soon as he watched it, he kind of got a sad look on his face, and I realized it was because he was kind of realizing that he's just not a tech kind of guy. He realized he was never going to be able to find it on his own. And I tried to think of a way to sort of tag it and maybe put it on his home screen, but I'm not that tech savvy, so I couldn't figure that out. But this is called the Mariachi Hotel, about the hotel down in Boyle Heights, where all the mariachi musicians have sort of congregated and moved in over the years. I've sang this many times. It talks about these guys and refers to them by name, and kind of the troubles and that they have, same struggles and same troubles that artists and musicians face everywhere. This is called the Mariachi Hotel. The eagle is wearing his red poncho, decorated with white reindeer. There are rats here, he tells me, his voice soft and low. But it's the dogs and the lions that I fear. I come here each day, and I'm stand on these streets. My home's the Mariachi Hotel. Cecilia, she cries, 'cause I'm sinking so fast. It's a story she knows all too well. El Garabo, he says, things aren't so good. His trumpet is battered and worn. He left for 1 year. He must convalesce. His battle with liquor is still strong. But the iguana is back, and he's here on these streets where his father once taught him so well. And Cecilia, she cries like a babe in the night for the souls in the Mariachi Hotel. Dracula came, and he liked what he saw, and he stayed till he left just a shell. the plaza by day. He roamed as he pleased. Nights the mariachi hotel. Now Dracula's gone, but still they drift in with their horns and their fiddles, and they yell. And Cecilia looks down as they sleep through the night in the arms of the mariachi hotel. Yes, Cecilia looks down as they sleep through the night in the arms of the mariachi hotel. Tune my guitar a little bit here. I built this guitar a number of years ago. It's from a kit, just to clear that up. It's not, I didn't actually like have the lumber milled or anything like that, but it's still an enormous amount of work. I work at a little guitar store. I haven't been there now since all this pandemic started, but I put new strings on it this week, and they're not quite in that sweet spot yet. They're close. But I've been really happy with this guitar. I kind of put it away for a number of years. I have 3 or 4 or 5 acoustic guitars and a couple of 2 or 3 Martins. And so I built this guitar, and then I had some trouble with the pickup. And had trouble getting that sorted out, and haven't really even gotten it sorted out yet, but I put it away, put it in the case, and was playing the other guitars for a few years. But pulled this guitar out last year, and I've been really happy with it. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to do a song that I wrote for my wife, sweet little Susie, who's sitting here being my co-pilot. Very quiet tonight. She's a little more involved sometimes, but she may be overwhelmed. Both of us were trying to remember how to do all of this. But Susie comes from a big family, which was, when we got together, it was a new thing for me. I kind of mentioned a little bit, my family was dysfunctional in its way. My dad was a career military officer, and we moved all around the East Coast before we came out to California, but we were separated from the extended family. You know, his family was up in Nashville, Boston area, and my mom's family, who we never knew at all, but they were out on Long Island and in New York, and so we kind of moved around the country. Our little dysfunctional little unit there, kind of separate from extended family, kind of on our own. So meeting and then marrying my wife and getting, being accepted into a large, loving family was a wonderful thing for me. And her family is just endlessly interesting and fascinating to me, sometimes much more than my own. But I wrote this song about her and her family. It's called Sweet Little Pocha. And this is all basically true. It kind of wrote itself, because all of these, I took a little bit of liberty here and there just to make it work. Excuse me with the handkerchief. Allergies this time of year hit me. This is called Sweet Little Pocha. Goes out to my sweet little Susie. Sunny little smile, a wrinkle on her chin, sexy little giggle that puts me in a spin. She listens to her mother talking Spanish, but she'll never reply. She's quick to change her story if you catch her in a bind. Sweeter than a cupcake till you step over the line. Raspas from the freezer for the kids on the 4th of July. knows every single cousin and every birthday, all the old stories and how they used to play. Everybody loves to see her. She always brings a kiss and a smile. She's a perfect little blossom from a perfect little bud, a crazy little angel straight from heaven above. She's my sweet little poacher, the only girl that I'll ever love. She can spot a bargain quicker than a wink, shove it in her pocket before you even blink, helps her mama sell tamales and fortunes at a table outside. She loves the Gary Cooper and Hedy Lamarr, every old film and every old star. She cries when she hears a mariachis, but I never know why. She can start to get a little bit jealous when she gets that little look in her eye. I start to think about what I did, start to looking for a place to hide. She's a perfect little blossom from a perfect little bud, a crazy little angel straight from heaven above. She's my sweet little poacher, the only girl that I'll ever love. Chorizo for breakfast, salsa in a cup, homemade tortillas, I can never get enough. She's my sweet little poacher, the only girl that I'll ever love. She's my sweet little poacher, the only girl that I'll ever love. She's my sweet little poacher, the only girl that I'll ever love. Oh, you're welcome, baby. So pocha, I should have explained at the beginning of the song. For anybody that may not be familiar, pocha is kind of a slang term for, say, Hispanic, a Mexican person. It's not as traditional. It's not, and it was used in kind of a derogatory kind of a way with, from people that thought they were more traditional, and kind of pointing at people that were sort of a little bit more adopting of, American culture, a little more Americanized. There's a pocho or a pocha. And the people that it was being directed at, they kind of took the sting out of it. They just said, yeah, that's what I am. I'm a pocho. I'm a pocha, So, and it's to me, it's a little bit of sadness there. I mean, I hate to see any traditional culture get lost, but as cultures blend, that just inevitably happens. And that's kind of where that word comes from. Let's try and make a short explanation of that. And I'm going to do another song that's kind of from Susie's side of the family here. Her mom and her sister were supposed to be out today. We were out there last weekend. Everybody getting together after Paul had died. But so they were going to come out and they were going to hang out and everything and spend the night. But things didn't work out, as they don't sometimes. But so I had worked up a number of these songs as sort of like, kind of a little, some of the songs that were sort of centered around Susie's side of the family. So this is called Juanita, Why Are You So Mean? And Juanita is Susie's mother's name, my mother-in-law. She generally goes by Jenny. She's usually called Guggum, which is just the oldest granddaughter, Jennifer, when she was born and just, toddler learning how to talk, trying to say grandma or grandmother, it came out as Guggum. And it stuck. And so that's what she was called by all the grandkids and even a lot of everybody else. I call her Guggum as often as I call her Jenny. So it's kind of endearing. And she seems to like it. But but her name is Juanita. And the story that I was thinking about this, and the story that I heard was from Susie's sister, was that when Jenny, Juanita was, when Susie, I'm getting kind of crossed up here, when Susie's dad was interested in Susie's mom, both much younger, of course, and sort of pursuing her or trying to get a date or whatever. She didn't want. She was being playing hard to get. She didn't want anything to do with him, or was acting like it anyhow. And she was sort of giving him the brush off, and but he was being persistent, is the way I've heard the story. And at one point, she even he asked her name and asked her for her phone number, and she gave him a different name. She said her name was Rosie, right, and gave him a phone, made up a phone number. So, but it didn't stop him, and he persisted, and of course, and 9 kids later, Johnny is gone now. How many? 7. Oh, 7 kids later. Sorry, but Johnny's gone, sadly, but at much too young an age. But anyhow, I wrote this song, and this one I did take a lot of liberties on. This is called "Juanita, Why Are You So Mean?" And my friend Tony Zamora wrote the Spanish sort of little bridge part, little pre-chorus part. All the Spanish lyrics are from my friend Tony Zamora, which is maybe my favorite part of the song. Talks about Toloache, psychoactive sort of love potion, and several other things. So anyhow, this is called Juanita, Why Are You So Mean? I never saw it coming, I never had a clue, just minding my own business, that's when I first saw you. I liked your rings and necklace, I liked your long black hair, I almost fell to pieces, you didn't seem to care. Estoy bajo de tu hechizo y no entiendo por qué. Es el poder del Toloache o algo más que no puedo ver. No puede ser. We've been upside down and inside out, back and forth and in between. But from the start, you broke my heart. Juanita, why are you so mean? I heard it from your mama, I heard it from your friend. That girl will leave you crying and broken in the end. You spent up all my money, you somehow lost my car. I'm sorry we got started, I'm sorry that it went this far. Cuán ciego puede ser un hombre, es triste pero es verdad. La próxima vez necesito mi coche, porque ahora no tengo nada, no tengo nada. Been upside down and inside out, and back and forth and in between. But from the start, you broke my heart. Juanita, why are you so mean? We've been upside down and inside out, back and forth and in between. But from the start, broke my heart. Juanita, why are you so mean? Juanita, why are you so mean? Juanita, why are you so mean? Whoops. Couple of little flubs there. I'm a little bit rusty. I apologize for that. But Juanita, why are you so mean? That goes out to Jenny, my mother-in-law, Gugum. I hope she's watching. She may not be. She can't really watch at home. They don't have any good internet or computer set up. But did she go over to Joy's? Did you ever find out?
I got a hold of her.
Oh, so anyhow, that goes out to Jenny. And what was I doing next? Oh, I'm going to do a song I have never sung before. So this is an old Irish song. I love this song. Many people will know this. It's fairly well known. It's called Raglan Road. And it's a heartbreaking love song. Unrequited love, as they say. Many people have done this, but it was written by a poet, a fellow by the name of Patrick Kavanagh, and he fell in love with, what was the gal's name? Hilda Moriarty there in Dublin, and she was a medical student, and she was much younger than him. She was 22 years old, and he was 40 or 40-something, so a big age difference, which sounds pretty dramatic to us now. It was not. Both of my grandparents, my grandfather and my great-grandfather, were both, there was a age, and Irish also, of course, but big age difference there. And like 20 or 30 years difference in the age. So at that time, or at least a little bit before that time anyhow, it was not that unusual. But anyhow, he fell crazy in love with this young girl and kind of pursued her, and I think she kind of went along with it for a little while, is the way I understand the story, and then was just giving him the brush off, and he wrote this amazing, he was a poet, and he wrote this poem about it, and then it was set to music, and that part of the story gets a little foggy about who actually wrote the music to it, but this is called On Raglan Road. On Raglan Road, on an autumn day, I saw her first and knew that her dark hair would weave a snare that I might one day rue. And I saw the danger, yet I passed along the enchanted way. And I said, let grief be a fallen leaf at the dawning of the day. On Grafton Street in November, we tripped lightly along the ledge of the deep ravine where can be seen the worth of passion's pledge. The Queen of Hearts still making toss, and I not making hay. Oh, I loved too much, and by such is happiness thrown away. Pretty sad, huh? I gave her gifts of the mind, and I gave her the secret sign that's known to the artists who have known the true gods of sound and stone, and word and tint without stint, for I gave her poems to say, with her own name there, and her own dark hair like clouds over fields of May. On a quiet street where old ghosts meet, I see her walking now, away from me so hurriedly, my reason must allow that I had loved not as I should, a creature made of clay. When the angel woos the clay, he'd lose his wings at the dawn of day. When the angel woos, when the angel woos the clay, he'd lose his wings at the dawn of day. Beautiful song and well loved, I believe, by many, many people, but certainly in Ireland. And a guy I know on Facebook was over there recently, and he was on tour, and he had a little video clip that he posted of himself in a cab in Dublin, I think. And he tells the cabbie that he's on tour, he's a musician, singer, and the cabbie says, "Hey, you singing many Irish songs?" And smart guy, he answered. He said, "Well, not enough." And the cabbie right there, they're driving along, sings Raglan Road. So I want to say hi to my sister Joy that's listening. Cheryl Gaffney, Joy out there in Rialto. Cheryl Gaffney out in San Bernardino. Old friend going way back. Martha up there in the northeast core. It's very cold up in the northeast, and it's single digits. Martha told me that she was going to have to go up to her loft, I think, to listen, because I guess that's where her computer is, and she was going to have to take blankets. So it's very cold up there. So Martha, I hope you're doing well. I hope it sounds good. My son Matt up in Glendora. Matt, I hope you're doing well. Matt had to quarantine this whole last week. This thing is just out of control right now. Please, everyone, be careful. Mike Donahue in Chicago, Train Tribe. Mike, and Melissa Berger. And Melissa, you're in Maryland, I think. But so glad you're listening. Terry Hudson, many of the Train Tribe. Terry Hudson, who's recently moved up to St. Louis, I believe. So, and has been riding around on the trains on her own. There's been no train trips now because of the pandemic. So Terry Hudson did not let that slow her down. She kept traveling on Amtrak. She's a brave and hardy soul. Thank you. I love to read your posts, Terry. My friend Mona down in Pasadena, a longtime listener, friend, and fan. Thank you, Mona. My sister Cindy Shepard up there in Reno is listening with her husband Jim. Love you, Cindy. Love all of you. So glad you're listening. I hope you liked Raglan Road. I learned that from, well, I didn't learn it from, but I first heard it on the Van Morrison's and Chieftains album that she sent me that many years ago. Just a wonderful version, but I didn't try and learn it from that because try and learn to sing like Van Morrison, I would spend a lifetime. But Bob Ellis, Robert Ellis, the Texas lawyer down in Houston, also from the Train Tribe. Bob, I hope you're doing well down there. Bob and Terry Nickum down in Orange County. Howdy, howdy. So glad. Bonnie Braun out in Arizona, also from the Train Tribe. Karen Young, who I met through doing the poetry readings. Karen, thank you for tuning in. Shelley Fetterman up there in Fresno area, up there in Fresno, Jim Ringer country. My friend Kim Ringer is up there, still Jim's daughter, and I'm going to do a couple of those songs here later. My sister Barbara back in Montgomery, Alabama, where was the first place we moved to. I was born in Maryland, in Baltimore, Maryland, but we moved before I was a year old to Montgomery, Alabama. and I have some memories of Montgomery, but it's where Hank Williams is buried. We went and saw Hank Williams' grave there when I was on tour with Dave Alvin. I don't know what happened to Dave that morning. For some reason, we had the van. The guys, everybody in the band, we had the van, we had the keys, and we got up early before we had to leave for the drive, and decided to go see Hank Williams' grave. And it's up on top of a hill. You got to drive through kind of a rough part of town. And we got up there, and the fog was lifting on the valley below. We could look down, and a train whistle as we found the grave site. And it was just the most lonesome, poetic, and beautiful experience. But anyhow, my sister Barbara's in Montgomery. I love you, Barbara. My friend Mark Heffington snowed in up there in Big Bear. They probably cleared the snow by now. It's been 2 weeks, but they got a lot of snow. My friend Gary Elfering back in Chicago, more or less Chicago adjacent. Gary Thornberg, thank you for tuning in. Bill Kuhn up there in Seattle. Louise Baker, thank you for tuning in Raleigh, I believe it is. Louise is had me play many of her Baker booking shows for the Folk Alliance. Thank you again very much for that, Louise. It was a wonderful experience. Kenny Holmes is asking about the antlers. What's he asking? Just
Bringing it up.
Kenny Holmes from San Bernardino. We used to play this old place up in the mountains called the Antlers. It was actually had historic status. It's up in Twin Peaks. It's kind of in between Crestline and Lake Arrowhead. So my friend Tracy Welsig and I, along with Toxie French, put together a little band, and we would play there Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, off and on, and everybody would drive up from down below, and we were young and wild. I'll leave it at that.
Jesse and Nikki and Liam are watching.
So, Jesse, Nikki, and Liam are all watching. I'm sorry you couldn't all come over. We were looking forward to that. We would have had Liam out here dancing around, I'm sure, but everybody's at home being safe. And where was I at? Jerry Dickey, who I think from San Bernardino also. I can't read this name. Oh, Nancy Young. Nancy, thank you for tuning in. Henry Becker. Henry, we played in bars together when there were still bar gigs around here, country bars. My friend Gary, Gordo G., wonderful musician who gave up music and went to law school and is now a lawyer. Smart man, and back there in Wisconsin, but not Milwaukee, close to Milwaukee. Anyhow, I've forgotten exactly where in Wisconsin you are there, Gordo. But Honey Alley, thank you for tuning in. Gabe Alexander, one of the sweetest guys I have ever known down here in Whittier area. Brian Cahill. Brian, where are you at? I've forgotten. Chad Watson, who I played many bar gigs, and Chad's a wonderful, wonderful musician and has played with everyone from Janice Ian to the Burrito Brothers and just many people. And then in the meantime, he plays just every kind of place or locally in Southern California, at least when you could still do it. Just a wonderful bass player and a wonderful guy. Chad, I hope you're doing well. Rick Converse, who's a super fan and goes to 20 gigs, shows a week when there's, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not a whole lot. Rick's dance card is amazing to see. He'll get out and see a half a dozen to a dozen shows a week some weeks, and just everything you could possibly imagine, from avant-garde jazz to, he'll come and see me with my band. So Dan Kress, thank you for tuning in. Elizabeth DiMongeau and Judy Hogan. Judy Hogan also from San Bernardino. Elizabeth, I've forgotten my memory, so I'm sorry, but thank you everybody for, and everybody else, anybody that I didn't mention, thank you for tuning in. Huh?
Did you see the Nickums?
Yeah. Bob and Terry Nickum. Susie was making sure that I saw Bob and Terry Nickum have been fans since, I can't remember. It goes so far back. I'd make myself sound like even more ancient than I am if I try to remember. But they've been coming to shows just forever, and Bob and Terry are just the sweetest, sweetest, and most supportive people. Thank you very much, Bob and Terry. Thank you for tuning in. Now, where are we at? Oh, I've got some more talking to do. That came at a bad time. I've got more talking to do. But anyhow, I have I've been invited to be the musical host on some tours of Ireland. This is all very tentative still because of everything we're going through, of course, you know. But it would be later sometime this year in the fall, September, October, dates to be determined. But my friend Chris Keenan has been putting together tours of Ireland and small, she has, I can't remember, the boutique, I think is the word but very small, like limited number of people, 25 people, and a sort of specialty, staying in castles, better restaurants, and she's invited me to be the musical guest or host, I guess, on a tour, and we're trying to plan it for possibly this September or October. So I posted information about this on my website. It's in the shows. So that's part of the reason I'm including a few of these Irish or Irish-related songs. So I'm very much hoping that that works out. So if you have an interest in that at all, please go to my... it's called Ireland Along the Way is the website, and you can find it pretty easily just by doing a search on that. But you can go to my website, and there's not a lot listed there because I don't have a lot booked, but it's in the September, October sort of part of the calendar. But so that's very exciting, and I'm hoping that that works out. So I'm going to do a song that I wrote about my grandfather, who was the first in my line of Shays to emigrate from Ireland, County Kerry, Kenmare. And this song kind of tells his story. He enlisted in the Union Army from the state of New Hampshire and was captured and held in prisoner of war camps. And there's an old family story of how a young girl outside the camp snuck him food is the only reason he survived. And so this song tells his story. It's a grim tale, as you might imagine. This is called John Shay from Kenmare. Well, I traveled here from old Kenmare. My name it is John Shay. In these words I sing the reason that I'm standing here today. Fort Hudson I was in the rear, and they took us by surprise. First to Libby Prison, then to rot there at Belle Isle. Yeah, the 8th Regiment from Nashua, an oath I signed in blood. To a camp that's filled with cholera, pleurisy, and mud. 4,000 men they brought here, 400 that remain. And every day's a struggle with the hunger, cold, and pain. Well, I wish I was on yonder hill, 'cause there I'd go, cry my fill, and every tear would turn a mill. Shoo, 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 la, yeah, well, they took our boots, they took our coats, no blankets could be found. And the dead were left for days on end to rot there on the ground. No wood to build a fire, black water from a ditch. And them that dared to speak a word would feel the trigger's itch. Yeah, well, I would have perished there, I know, so broken and alone. Far from the streets of Oakenmere, my family and my home. But for a young girl near the camp who heard me sing this song, and she ventured close and asked my name and whispered to be strong. Well, I wish I were on yonder hill, 'cause there I'd go and cry my fill, and every tear would turn a mill. Shoo, 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 la, la. Yeah, well, I stand here now to testify to the horror that I've seen. And my life I owe to that young girl and the bread she brought to me. Hidden there at such a risk by branches, rocks, and leaves, a young girl from County Kerry is the reason that I'm free. Well, I traveled here from Oakenmere, my name it is John Shea. In these words I sing the reason that I'm standing here today. And all that follows from me and follows from them too should be glad to hear the words of this sad and mournful tune. Well, I wish I was on yonder hill, 'cause there I'd go and cry my fill, and every tear would turn a mill. Shoo, 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 la, shoo, 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 la, shoo, 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 la. So that's my great-grandfather's story, and as I said earlier, a big age difference was not that unusual, and that's why he's my great-grandfather. That's not very far removed from the Civil War or from, emigrating here in, mid to late 1800s, I guess. But anyhow, that's Chris, my friend Chris, that's organizing the tours, has said that we should definitely make a trip to Kenmare if this trip works out, and also since we would be, that's the southwest part of Ireland, which is, all of Ireland is beautiful, but there are people that say the southwest maybe has some real features. The Ring of Kerry, which I would love to see, and a lot of old Druid sort of ruins and everything, old stone sort of ruins, which I would love to see. But and Limerick, I would love to go back to Limerick. But anyhow, the song, the chorus, the little refrain part. Some of you may have noticed that I had reworked the melody and done the English translation to Shularoon, which was, I was told, a popular song at that time, and very well could have been the song that he was singing outside that the young girl heard outside the camp. So I do one more Irish song, one of my favorites, go way, way back. This song goes back to the 1600s, if I have my information correct. Many, many versions of this. One of my favorites. as I was going over Gilgary Mountain, I spied Colonel Pepper and his money he was counting. I drew forth my pistols and I rattled out my saber, singing, "Stand and deliver, for I am a bold deceiver." Mushroom, Durham died. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Well, them bright and shiny corns, they sure look fat and jolly, so I put them in my pocket and I took them home to Molly. She laughed and she swore that she never would deceive me, but the devil's in the women, they always lie so easy. Mushroom, Durham died. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. As I woke between the hours of 6 and 7, with guards standing around me in numbers odd and even, I flew to my pistols, but alas, I was mistaken. For Molly hid my pistols, and a prisoner I was taken. Mushroom, Durham died. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Well, they put me in a jail without a judge or jury for robbing Colonel Pepper in the morning bright and early. But they didn't take my fists, so I knocked down a sentry and bid a fond farewell to that cold penitentiary. Mushroom, Durham died. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Some that take delight in lawns and a bowling, some that take delight in the carriages a rolling. Me, I take delight in the fruit of the barley, courting pretty women in the morning bright and early. Mushroom, Durham died. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. You're welcome. That's one of Susie's favorites, and mine. So I'm going to do a song for my sister Joy there in Rialto. This has always been kind of a family favorite song. It's one of my favorites. Song by Townes Van Zandt, the great Townes Van Zandt. He said he dreamed this song, which is an amazing thing to me. He said he woke up in the morning after dreaming this and just wrote the whole thing down. You know, you have to wonder a little bit about things that people say like that, especially when they have something to promote. But that's a story that's a legend that I like to believe. This sounds like something that would come to somebody in a dream. Song called Poncho and Lefty. Living on the road, my friend, was gonna keep you free and clean. But now you wear your skin like iron, your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seemed. She began to cry when you said goodbye. You sank into your dream. Well, Pancho was a bandit, boys. His horse was fast as polished steel. He wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Well, Pancho met his match, you know, in the deserts down in Mexico. No one heard his dying words. Ah, but that's the way it goes. And all the federales say we could have had him any day. We only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. Well, Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. The dust that Pancho bit down south ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they laid poor Pancho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. Ah, there ain't nobody knows. And all the federales say we could have had him any day. We only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. Now the poets tell how Pancho fell. Lefty's living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet and Cleveland's cold. And so this story ends, we're told. Well, Pancho needs your prayers, it's true, but save a few for Lefty too. He only did what he had to do. And now he's growing old. And all the federales say we could have had him any day. We only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. And a few great federales say we could have had him any day. We only let him go so long out of kindness, I suppose. So I made my Susie cry with that one. She had to go and get a tissue. Sorry. Sorry about that, baby. I got a handful more of songs, so I hope you're all doing okay.
Lou Beach wants to know if you know any Polish songs.
Well, I did a polka earlier, Lou. That was as close as I'm going to get to a real Polish song.
Mike Dart is asking for a California cotton field.
California. No, and that reminds me that we lost great songwriter. Now I'm forgetting his name, but Dallas Frazier passed away. I think it was today or yesterday. He was the one that wrote California Cotton Fields. Wonderful song, and the version that we all know and love is by Merle Haggard, of course. But Dallas was an amazing, hundreds and hundreds of. He wrote Alley Oop. He wrote Mohair Sam. I just mentioned those off the top because he was really a Bakersfield guy. He grew up in that same era as Buck Owens. Merle Haggard was there, but he was such a kid. But the early group Dallas Frazier was kind of a kid too. I'm kind of getting it all mixed up here. But the history, all those guys were up in the Bakersfield area. They did television shows together. They did radio shows together. But a lot of the things I was reading about Dallas Frazier today kind of made a point of mentioning Elvira, because Dallas Frazier wrote Elvira, which those of us that spent a lot of time in the bars, we don't look on the song with any real fondness. It became a big, big dance song. The line dancers loved to dance to that song, and they wanted us to play that song. What? The Oak Ridge Boys, yeah, had the big hit with it. But you know who had a great version of that was Rodney Crowell on that album from, I think it was the album that had all the #1 hits. I'm kind of digressing for anybody that's not kind of a deep country music or music fan. But anyhow, Elvira is, I'll stand up for the song. It's a good song. It's corny, but it's no more corny than Alley Oop or Mohair Sam, which I think are great, great songs. But Dallas Frazier, I would have to get out the books or go onto the internet. He went through some real personal struggles too, with drinking and religion, and wrote about it honestly in some of these songs. So a really powerful songwriter and very down-to-earth guy. Very, What am I?
This has nothing to do with Polish songs.
He says what? My friend Lou Beach is making Susie laugh.
This has nothing to do with Polish
Oh, sorry, Lou. I digressed. I got off of Polish songs and moved on to the next subject. But I'm gonna try and do this every 2 weeks now for a while. So if everybody will come back on the 30th, the 29th, or is it the 29th or the 30th? 2 weeks from today. So Lou, I'll make an honest attempt to learn to the what? 29th. I'll make an honest attempt to learn a Polish song. I mean, how hard could it be, but I will make an honest attempt to learn something. But I better get going here. I've kind of just been rambling off. So I'm going to do a couple of songs. My friend, my dear, dear friend, Mary McCaslin, had her birthday just before Christmas, same day as your mom's. What's the date? I'm terrible. 21st. So Mary had her birthday on the 21st of December. Happy birthday, Mary. I wished her a happy birthday already with an email and online, but happy late birthday again. But today is also her and her husband Greg's anniversary. I hope you're listening. They're out in the Hemet area, and we've been out to visit them, but it's been a long time. And I got to play, Mary and her partner Jim Ringer were in San Bernardino at the time that I was growing up and trying to figure out how to do this thing. And they were heroes, of course, to all of us that were trying to figure this thing out. They had records out, they toured, they were on the folk music radio station, and they played the little acoustic shows at the Penny University that I played the open mic nights there on the Wednesdays or Thursdays, whenever it was. But they played, weekend shows and everything. And so they were heroes to us. But I got to know Mary. I never knew Jim. He had passed away, but kind of young, actually. But I got to know Mary and played and sang with her the songs that she and Jim had sung, and it was just an amazing and a wonderful experience. And I learned so much from her. Just she was just such a strong, powerful musical presence, singer, wonderful guitar player, just underrated because she had such good songs and such a good singer. So I'm going to do a couple of songs. A song by Jim Ringer called "Rachel" is a song about his first love and growing up there in the San Joaquin Valley, and I kind of tie it together with a song that Mary wrote about San Bernardino called the San Bernardino Waltz, which is kind of a beautiful song to me and kind of heartbreaking. So this is Rachel and the San Bernardino Waltz. Rachel was a girl I used to love when I was young. You should have heard the love songs that I sung. You should have heard the way we talked, walking by the stream, barefoot through the meadows by the lazy San Joaquin. Rachel was a melody that I first learned to sing. The sorceress just barely in her teens, a skinny dip inside to sea with freckles everywhere, and a plain and faded hand-me-down with wildflowers in her hair. She had a way of saying this was never gonna end, and good night like a lover, and good morning like a friend. Rachel was a watermelon ripe and freshly stole, the first girl that I ever loved, the first lie that I told. Rachel laughed and Rachel sang and Rachel held my hand. Rachel watched me grow into a man, and Rachel sat and listened to me when I told a lie. Rachel waved me out of sight when I said goodbye. The San Joaquin still rolls along where me and Rachel stroll. Whoops. The meadows turn to parking lots, me and Rachel's old. Rachel's just a memory that I still like to hold. Excuse me. The first girl that I ever loved, the first lie that I told. The first girl that I ever loved, the first lie that I told. Came to this hot, dusty town to be with the lover I have found. The people were all standing around for the San Bernardino Waltz. She didn't like the love that I made. She had some ideas for my age. Change partners for the big promenade in the San Bernardino Waltz. I tried doing the best that I can to seen as the most wanted man. I'm not ready to change partners again for the San Bernardino walls. I feel like an outlaw in town, the way my name keeps going round. My ears have grown tired of the sound of the San Bernardino walls. So farewell to the gray, hazy skies that hide all the mountains so high. Farewell to them all standing by, and the San Bernardino walls, the San Bernardino walls. Well, I got in a little trouble on that one and got a little fouled up. My apologies, Mary and Greg, if you're listening, and Kim. I'm just a little rusty, a little out of practice, but I think I better get out of this while I can. Still save a little face. And thank you all very much for tuning in. I very, very much appreciate it. Please take care, stay safe. This thing got serious again. It's a crazy, crazy time that we're living in. So everybody take care, mask up, get all your shots.
Are you saying goodbye?
Pretty quick. I have one more song.
Okay.
Is there something going on?
No, Matthew asked for Emperor of the North.
Emperor of the North. Matt, I'll do that in a couple of weeks if that's okay. I hadn't gone over that. My son Matt is asking for a song of mine called The Emperor of the North. Love you, Matt. Thank you. And Jesse, Nikki, and Liam, love to all of you. I wish you could have been here. But I have one more little announcement that I wanted to make. So this is also very tentative because it's everything, places are just trying to figure out if and when they can open up. But I may start doing semi-monthly songwriters night, a sort of residency at McCabe's, and I'll announce more of that as it comes up. We may do a show in March, and if that's going to happen, I'll start to post that and talk about that pretty soon. This is for local, anyone local, but and it may be an ongoing thing, and I'm very happy about that and looking forward to that. So. So I'll do my song about San Bernardino. That's a title track of a couple of albums ago. It's called Sweet Bernardine, and as I said, I was growing. Well, Susie and I were both there, growing up there at the time that Jim and Mary lived there, and it was a beautiful, beautiful place. If you know anything about San Bernardino, it's been in the news for all the wrong reasons for pretty much most of our lifetime. It's just sad and heartbreaking to any of us that have ties there, family, or a lot of Susie's family is kind of still in the area. And my dad and my younger brother are buried there in Mountain View Cemetery. But the rest of my family has kind of moved from there. But anyhow, this song is kind of bittersweet. But what I think about when I think about San Bernardino is just how beautiful it is there. Just stunning, Right now we have views when it's clear, which has been a number of days last week. We can go right down to the corner down here and look straight down Cienega and have a clear view of Mount San Gorgonio, which is the peak of that is where all of the valley, all the north-south streets in Southern California were laid out from a surveyor's point, a baseline, which is what Baseline Street originally was that baseline. All of the north-south streets were in Southern California were laid out from a point, and And this was done in early on, you know, like 1850s, I think, you know, just shortly after the gold rush, before the Civil War. And before California was even a state, I think, or maybe immediately after. But in San Bernardino, the Inland Empire was really the choice area back in those days when the first settlers, the Native Americans knew this already, but when the first settlers were moving into the area, that area had it had water. It had the river, Santa Ana River, coming down from the mountains, artesian wells. So for any kind of agriculture or anything, that was really the choice area. San Bernardino, Riverside, the whole Inland Empire. This was much drier out in this area. LA County towards Los Angeles was much more arid and much drier. But when we were growing up there, the mountains covered with snow in the wintertime, the citrus groves, that's kind of what I think about. But this song is called Sweet Bernardine, as I said, which is a reference to the patron saint of San Bernardino, Saint Bernardine, who from all reports was a kind of a hapless fellow, and nobody is quite sure how he became a saint, which is a story I've read several places. I think it may be true, but he is ours, and we love him. This is Sweet Bernardine. Sun beats down on an old dirt track. Broke down wagon never did turn back. Down through the mountains and the rocks and the weeds, down to the river and the cottonwood trees. Oh, sweet Bernardine. Oh, sweet Bernardine. When times were good, they never did last long. For Johnny and Juanita seemed to all go wrong. You try to make a living, try to stay ahead, try to do what you can to keep the little ones fed. Oh, sweet Bernardine. Oh, sweet Bernardine. Well, I was just 18 when I first left home. I drifted and I rambled just to try to stay gone. But the more I run, the more I see how this tired old town is still a part of me. Oh, sweet Bernardine. Oh, sweet Bernardine. And now the sun's come up and the heat's come down. It's hard luck living in a hard luck town. See, everywhere you go, people shake their heads. It's hard not to think you'd be better off dead. Oh, sweet Bernardine. Oh, sweet Bernardine. Oh, sweet Bernardine. Oh, sweet Bernardine. So thank you for tuning in. Good night. Please take care. Susie's right here kneeling down, getting ready to shut everything down. I'm wondering if she remembers how.
I don't.
But yeah, you can just pull up that screen. We're both trying to figure this out again. Yeah, no, the Yeah, that'd be the one. So please take care, be careful, and I'll make an announcement, an official announcement in the next week or so. But I'm going to try and plan on doing this again on the 29th. So thank you again. Good night. Be safe. Take care. And love you all.